So it's been a while since I covered Maximum Football. Maximum Football themselves have been releasing a lot of update videos, especially Q&A videos that's, questioned by the community and answered by the game developer himself. They recently released their most recent October Q&A video, and this is what you're going to see in that video. So these are the timestamps for that video of whatever question was given to Micah to answer. So they've been doing a lot of, feedback given to the community, especially in the Discord. So if you guys are not in the Discord, you won't see all the questions that were answered as well. But they have been doing a lot of updates since I believe the last playtest was like in June or July, which you guys got to see me live stream of. I'm really disappointed in how they're developing their game, but honestly, the way that they're going about developing their game, literally everybody is doing that method. And that's how games are being developed now. So basically, you look at what Fortnite has done with their product, what EA Sports has done with like patch updates and like Ultimate Team. Take all that into consideration. That's what a bunch of these gaming companies are doing now. They're releasing a half-assed game and they continuously update and keep people baited by keeping them interested in the upcoming patch or whatever the next new thing that's going to be added to the game and things of that sort. So these game developers are figuring out ways how to not only make more money with microtransactions, but they figure out the method of making a half-ass made game and do continuous updates and keep people interested in the product. So when you take a look at Maximum Football, it's literally like All Pro Football 2K8 and Backbreaker having a baby game. And when you look at it, that's what Maximum Football is bringing. But there's things that I'm still disappointed in, even though the game looks extremely amazing because they moved to the Unreal Engine and they continuously made massive improvements from month to month or year after year. Now, I showed on my channel, you know, probably like 2 years ago when I had a play test, and then a year later of where it went at, and then just from that to the next year, which is the third year in development, and where they really went at with this game. It's a massive, massive change. So I do give them credit of what they have done when it comes to developing and improving this game. But like I said, the way that they're going about developing it now is just like every other game. You make it half-assed and just do updates every so often. So what they're doing now is continuing to have playtests. Now, this next playtest is supposedly the early access stage. So they're closing in on finalizing the product to be released not only just on PC, but as well for console players. And once they get this next playtest, basically, it's going to be like Fortnite, a continuous updated game with things that's going to be continuously added to the game. So basically, the game's never going to be actually finished. It's just going to be up to par where it can be played on PC and console. That's what they're aiming for. Now, aside from all that, there's one thing I wanted to recap on from the recent video of somebody asking about is there going to be gang tackling, basically physics in the game, when they've been preaching physics a whole lot. So this is basically what Micah said. It says, in early access stage, we won't have gang tackling. There's a couple of reasons why there won't be for that, because we're trying to get physics to work really well, and we're trying to do this step by step without pushing too many things into the game and everything breaking and just being a horrible mess. So when it came to physics, it's really hard to get 5, 6 to 7 bodies colliding against one another that looks accurate and looking good. So our first priority is just to get two players hitting each other and the physics looking perfect. So there's ways that we could sort of put in scripted gang tackles and do some, clever things to get it working and kind of get players to latch onto each other. But when they're diving in for tackles, there's a ton of work involved with getting the gang tackles just to look correctly because it can go wrong, and it can go wrong in a million different ways. So we knew that going into implementing physics-based collisions. So it was one of the things that we said, okay, this is just, this is just something that we can do right. Now, we're going to have to wait until after early access to potentially after platform and give this some serious time to make sure that's working correctly, that it looks correct, and that we have the proper physics set up and the proper animation set up for it so that you can have multiple of players just jumping in, hitting a guy, and he's going to react to all of it. So no, we're not going to have gang tackles, but it is one of the main things we're looking at in the near future, and it's one of the main things we're going to be working on pretty much after early access. So this was kind of disappointment hearing, but it's understandable because they want to get the animations to be done right. They want the gameplay to flow correctly before adding things that's going to be very complicated into the game that may mess up a lot of different things outside of just the gameplay. So they want to avoid all of that, and that's why they continue to do these type of updates and play tests so that the game is up to par to where everybody's able to at least experience and play the game and not have a bunch of issues where they have to constantly go back and try to figure out where the issue is at. So it sucks that the game's going to be scripted animations, but it looks good. As long as the animations play like it's like the PS2 era or like All Pro Football 2K8, I'm fine with that. Like if they can have great flowing script animations that correctly um, have the right outcome compared to what we have witnessed over the years with Madden, I'm fine with that. But if they're going to have unrealistic outcomes for the scriptedness of animations to play out, like I don't want to see a scrawny running back running over, a lineman one on one that has great tackling. Like the ratings have to respect as well, respect the proper ratings. But when it comes to weight, size, and momentum, I want to see that done right. So that's something I'm looking forward to seeing, especially from the recent playtests that I've done, and hopefully they have all that kind of tweaked and done correctly, just basically smooth. I mean, guys, we shouldn't be complaining at the graphics at this point, especially how Maximum Football transitioned to Unreal and how good, literally, the game looks better than Madden. It looks better than College Football 25. There's still stuff in both of those games that I have been seeing since the PS2 era. Especially with the sidelines, you can literally tell that, they don't really put too much effort. Once this game comes out, or once it did showcase itself, you guys seen how much more work was put into like cosmetics or like equipment, and how the players that's not even playing in the game, but like people on the sidelines or the crowd look for Madden. You know how much that was improved, but yet take a look at Maximum Football, and man, it looks really, really good. But that's probably the biggest improvement that I've seen with Maximum Football is the fact that they transitioned to Unreal Engine is probably the best thing they've done. Now, as far as getting the mechanics down, they have a very, very long way because even myself, I tried to mess with the Unreal Engine, and that engine alone, if you don't know what you're doing, is probably the most complicated engine to develop a game on when it comes to just the animation mechanics. As far as graphics, it's very easy to make something look very, very good. But when it comes to making a mechanical product, it's a very, very difficult way of trying to develop a game, especially if you don't know much of what you're doing. Now, Maximum Football, their company, they grew like much more bigger than where they was at with like 3 developers at the time. Now they have a lot more people in different areas to really help this game come together. And that's a big improvement as a studio. But all in all, for me, it's just at this point in time, I just want another football game to play. And I can care less if it's pro or college. Like, 2K can literally do something exactly like this, but they're greedy just like EA Sports. They want a known association like the NFL or the college atmosphere because a lot of people will cater to that because of the cosmetic look. Even though when you have a game like this where it's freely creative, like for Maximum Football, they said that you're able to upload your own images and things of that sort and can create freely. So people is going to end up making NFL teams or college football teams. And the whole customization, that's what we want. And look, only now Madden and college football is bringing that. And even with their team builder, it's still not the greatest. They still have issues with that. But they don't have as much as what creativeness that Maximum Football is bringing. And they're taking that little aspect of what Backbreaker used to do and All Pro Football 2K8 used to do with their product. So not only you're getting customization, but you're also getting the modes that we all as a community focus on. And was that Dynasty and Franchise? They're having both modes for a pro aspect and a college aspect. I mean, Maximum Football is delivering it, people. And when it comes, like I said, to customization, it's through the roof. Just from my time playing the play test, even though they're adding a lot more than what I experienced, man, the sky is the limit. And this game is going to pretty much demolish Madden in college and actually have to make them step up and improve their game. So if Maximum Football can get this animation mechanics down and then later on bring in physics, oh my god. You think about what they're going to be doing with this game, it's going to do numbers. Plus, it's going to be a free game? You got to be kidding me. As far as microtransactions, I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing with that or if they're going to implement it. I feel like it's going to be implemented for like modes or whatever the case may be, which I'm fine with. But they got to stick on this path that they're on and develop what their plan is for this game. Keep that direction, keep that momentum, and this game is going to do the community justice. Also, the last thing that they're going to have that we haven't had in Madden since probably 2004 is create a play. You're going to be able to create a play and you can use your create a play online. Yes, that is a game changer. So, guys, this game is going to deliver. A lot of people sleep on this game just because how they keep pushing back. But you guys gotta understand how the developing process is nowadays. This is how a bunch of games are doing it. So guys, it's good to have the process that they're doing because you take a look at Madden and college football, a yearly made game, and look at the amount of issues that they have. But yet they have a ton of patch updates that continuously make the game worse than it was before and have newer issues added on the legacy issues that we already had. Think about it. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. And be on the lookout for this game because it's dropping next month, November. Stay tuned, subscribe for more, and I'm out. Peace.